All right. Hello, everyone. I hope you're all safe and doing well. I miss you all, and I wish that we could be meeting together, but obviously we have to just be meeting virtually. So, what should we be doing? Well, the first thing that I want to mention is I wanted to bring up this e-learning schedule right here. So what I expect to be doing, obviously, this computer programming, we meet seventh period. We're not going to be meeting virtually today. Instead, I'd like you to watch this video and work on your computer programming assignments. We will, however, be meeting virtually on Wednesday at 1:30 to 3 p.m. So I will be sending you a email about 10 minutes before the meeting, so probably about 1:20 or so on Wednesday with a link to the Zoom meeting. And I'd like you all to join that. During that Zoom meeting, I'll just kind of go over, answer any questions that you might have. We can kind of meet and connect, and if you don't understand something, that would be a good time to ask. So, we are going to continue working in computer programming on our assignments. You still have access to the week 10 assignments. This is technically the week before spring break, and I have just opened up the computer programming week 11 assignments. Before I get into the specifics on the week 11 assignments, though, let me mention that there was a summative that was going to be called the week 9 the week 9, week 10 summative. So for the week 9, week 10 summative, because some of you, I know a lot of you have already taken that summative. Some of you might have just gotten to it. It's like half the class is taken it, half is not. The way that I'm going to do that is, given the guidance that I've kind of received, that is going to only help your grade. It cannot hurt your grade. So I'd like everyone to still try to take the week 9 or week 10 summative. It depends on if you're in group A or group B, whether it's in week 9 or week 10. But I'd like everyone to attempt to take that. If you do well on it, I will enter it as a summative and it will increase your grade. However, if you don't take it or you do poorly on it, I will just enter it as a formative and it will not hurt your grade. So the week 9, week 10 summative, it can help your grade, but it cannot hurt your grade. Also, to that point, if you are in the Python group, I will have, by the time you're watching this, unlocked the Unit 2 and Unit 3 exams, so you don't have to email me to be able to take those exams. As soon as you've gone through the material, taken the practice test, then feel free to take the actual test. Yeah, you can do that at home whenever you're ready to do that. And if you are in the Scratch group, well, the Scratch group, the week 10, I think the Scratch group was going to take the summative right here in week 10. In fact, and the summative for the Scratch group right here is the the scratch movement summative, which I believe I kind of talked about previously. So again, if you're in either group, you can take that week 9 or week 10 summative, and it can help your grade, but it will not hurt your grade. So if you're one of those people that have a B, C, maybe even a lower grade in the class, please try to get that week 9 or week 10 summative completed, and this will boost your grade. But if you're struggling with it or you're like a little bit worried that you didn't do so well on it, that's okay. It's not going to hurt your grade. So again, the week before spring break, this week right here, this is week 10, and you guys had access to these assignments. This week right here, the 30th through the 3rd, I opened up, these are the computer programming week 11 assignments. So what I want you to do for this is, if you are in the Scratch group, Group A, I'd like you to create your own game. You can either replicate an existing game or make your own game using Scratch. I have this one. I said right here that this one's going to be graded as a summative, but it will not be graded as a summative. This is just something that I'd like you to try and do. I have some right here, some like things that I'd like you to try to include in your game: a time limit, be able to win or lose the game, include one or more backgrounds, including an if statement, forever loop, win click statement, create a variable. And I'd like you to comment your code. Because I'm not there to support you, I'd like you to attempt to do all these things if you're in group A. But if you're struggling with like creating a time limit or doing something like that, don't feel like you have to do these things. Don't feel like you have to do all these things. I would like you to add comments next to all of your code so that I can try to understand what you're thinking when you're creating it and what each block does. For this assignment, again, like I said, this one's not going to be counted as a summative. This one's just going to be counted as a formative. So I know that I said it's going to be graded as a summative. That is not true anymore. It was going to be, but now it's just going to be a formative. So don't worry about this one affecting your grade. If you are in group B, I'd like you to continue working through the unit 3. So you're going to finish 3.6, 3.7, 3.8. I'm going to unlock the 3.8 quiz. Again, I say on here that the 3.8 quiz is going to be counted as a summative. It is not going to be counted as a summative, so you don't have to worry about that one being counted as a summative, but I still would like you to try it and complete it. And then I'd like you to start on this unit 4. So like I said, the week 9-10 summative, if you're able to complete that, some of you are still working on that kind of stuff, get that done. That will only help your grade. If you don't do that, it won't hurt your grade, or if you don't do well on it, it won't hurt your grade, but that will help your grade. These assignments right here, although in the assignment I have them listed as summatives, they're not going to be counted as summatives because I was really given the directive this week in particular that all the assignments that I should have should do no harm, meaning everything that we're doing this week should only help you and help your grade. It should not impact your grade negatively at all. So that's what I'm trying to do. Now, that is the directive for this week. However, if we continue with e-learning in the future, next week, or maybe even through April, at this point, I have no idea. We will probably have more work in computer programming, and those grades will be counted as summative. So please don't stop working. If you're in group B, try to get through 4.2.2 and continue on, because at some point you will eventually get to that unit 4 quiz and the unit 5 quiz, hopefully, and those may be counted as summatives and will impact your grade. Same thing with if you were in the group A. If you're in the Scratch group, please continue on. Do the best you can with this. This will be counted as a formative, and as you know, all formatives have to be completed before you can take the summative. So as we progress, although this one's not going to be counted as a summative and will not impact your grade negatively, we may have summatives in the future that will impact your grade, and you'll need to have this done. Now, for this assignment, I may have forgotten to say this. Because I'm not there to help support you, feel free to, for the make your own game, take something that you've already created and then just modify it. Okay, so we've already created, if you're in the group A, the Scratch group, we've already created probably 10 different games. Feel free to take one of those games, just modify it slightly, and then you can use that. I don't expect you to rewrite anything from the ground up. If you want to, you absolutely can, but feel free to use something that you've already created, or you can also use something that is on the Scratch website. Feel free to just take one of those programs that already exist and modify them. Now, the key, though, is I am going to be looking for you to make sure that you comment all of your code. So in the programs you've created, you hopefully already have comments next to all of your code, but if it's a program that somebody else has created, you're going to have to add those comments yourself. So that's still going to be something that you have to do. And also for the week 11 assignments, just like always, we have the extension activity. I would like everyone to try this extension activity. This is obviously something that you can do at home. I forget which one that I made. Let's take a look. Let's see if this pops up here. But yeah, I would like you to complete the week 11 extension activity, which I think is a podcast, but it might be a video too. So yeah, that's it. That's what you guys should be working on. If you need a specific piece of code or you're struggling with something specific, please email me and I'll send you that code directly. If you have more general questions, save those for our meeting on Wednesday. Again, we're going to be meeting, we're going to do a Zoom meeting on Wednesday from 1:30 to 3. It probably won't last a full hour and a half, but I'd like to get everybody together so that people can ask questions and then I can answer them in a room. And again, I'll be sending out an email with a link to that meeting probably on Wednesday about 10 minutes before the meeting, so probably around, I don't know, 1:20 or so. Okay, so hopefully you guys know what we're working on. You're working on that the week 11 assignments that I just kind of went through, and the week 11 extension activity, which I believe is watch a video or listen to a podcast and answer the questions. If you still haven't done so, complete the week 10 assignments and the week 10 extension activity. And if you haven't done so, take the week 9, week 10 summative. Again, that week 9, week 10 summative will only help your grade. It will not hurt your grade. I'll be taking a look at that at the end of this week. On the 3rd, I'll be taking a look at those week 9, week 10 summative assignments and putting those into Aspen, or not Aspen, into Infinite Campus, into the gradebook. So you still have one more week to try to get that week 9, week 10 summative completed to help boost your grade. But again, if you don't do that well on it, that's okay. It won't hurt your grade. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. Hope you all are doing well. I miss you, and I'll see you all on Wednesday.